Boy, you know what time it is.
Welcome to the Bromigos podcast.
I need it!
Hey, how are you?
This is amazing.
What's going on, everybody? Another episode of the Bromigos podcast, and we are still in the month of Red October. I know you barely see that because it's cut off, but, you know, Phillies are doing their thing, but that's besides the point. It's episode 58 of the Bromigos podcast. We'll get into all that. Got a good show for you guys today. I'm the Hoochie man holding it down.
You know what it is, man. It's your boy Daint Money. What's popping? What's popping? God damn, yo, my audio is crazy. Shit. Oh my God. Turn it down.
Turn it down a little bit. But yeah, it's your boy, the Undercover Brotha. Great to be back in the stew once again. We have a very busy news week. We got a whole bunch of things we want to talk about. First of all, I want to touch on something we spoke about last week. How was the tournament, Dante?
Oh,
I saw your text. I forgot what you were talking about for a minute, and then it popped up in my head yesterday, and I'm like, oh, shit, that's what he meant by Phil Blackson. So
yeah. I was very surprised. We got to the semifinals of the tournament. We lost by 4. It was a crazy weekend. You know, we had both of our teams out there playing. We were combining teams in order to win. We did really well. Second game, crazy game. We're down 10, minute 30 left. We come back and win by 2. Then we had a crazy game. My next Sunday, wild. My team only had 6 kids. We had a couple kids leave because one kid was going to the Jets game. Another kid was going to another football game he had to play. So, you know, we played a game with 6 kids. Sadly, I had one kid. He was sitting on the bench the whole time. He ended up leaving the program. I'll tell you that story too. But, you know, we won our last game with 5 kids. You know, I won our last game of the bracket with 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? We beat them by 6. It was a great team effort. I was super proud of them. I had a kid who was barely scoring all year, hit 3 threes in a row from the corner. Bang, bang, bang.
No. From the corner, which is like probably one of the hardest 3-point shots you can make.
Yeah, it was a great experience, man. You know, we got all the way to the semis. We lost by 4. You know, that white kid, number 10, goddamn, he could shoot. Oh my goodness, that kid was fucking us up. I'm telling you, man, this kid was like 5'2", maybe like 5'1", probably under 5 feet, honestly. Kid hit
like
7 threes on us. I mean, we couldn't guard him. We had him in ISO situations. We put him in the zone. We put him in a trap. We couldn't stop the kid. But it was a great experience. But I did say I had a kid quit on me. Sadly, this kid isn't as skilled as some other guys. And we had a game. Obviously, we're playing with 5 guys, and he was sitting on the bench the whole time. He was very upset. Even though we won, you know, kid started crying and, you know, cried to his dad. And then afterwards, Indian kid, dad cursed me the fuck out. I mean, no. I'd never really heard an Indian guy curse before. Not gonna hold you. I was holding back laughter. It was extremely funny.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Why don't you play my fucking kid?
No, literally. I got up. I was like, hey, let's go upstairs. Let's talk. You know, after the game, I knew his son was obviously visually upset. I go upstairs. I'm like, hey, let's have this conversation. Now, mind you, this is the second time that I've talked to this kid and his dad about why he's not playing. This time I just talked to his dad. Kid was crying like a fucking pussy. I'm sorry. Kid was a fucking pussy. 8th grader.
They're not going to find you. They're not going to find you. You could say how you feel on this show.
This kid and his dad, you know, they talked to me before about the playing time and everything. I talked to him 2 weeks about it. I said, hey, listen, let's have this conversation now. I'll explain it to you. Guys, when I went upstairs, I had never, ever been cursed out like that in my life. The moment we walk up those steps, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? You're not my fucking son. Fuck your program and fuck this team and fuck you, Coach Dante. You're killing my fucking sons. Are you fucking kidding me? He wants to play fucking basketball. He don't learn to fucking play. How is he going to fucking learn how to play fucking basketball if you don't put him on a fucking I mean, yo, dude was going crazy.
Oh my
Nigga
God.
was going nuts. Are you fucking kidding? This is my fucking son, and you don't put him on that fucking court. What the fuck, man? What the living fuck, man? You know what? I'm going to get a fucking refund, and I'm going to tell your supervisor that you're not playing my fucking. If all you care about is fucking winning, then fuck off. Then I'll fucking play for another fucking team. I'm sitting there. I'm standing there looking at this guy. And I'm just like, sir, listen, I understand your frustration. No, my fucking son, he needs to be on the fucking court. I'm like, sir, I understand your frustration, sir. You know, but I let me explain to you why your son is saying, no, fuck you, I'm leaving. And he left. Left. Yep. I'm really standing there with the whole team. We're all laughing, having a great time, enjoying ourselves. Me and his son just walked by. Haven't seen him since. But
So big.
you know, listen, that's youth sports for you. If anyone doesn't know, you know, that's just how the game is played. You know, these kids, these parents, they're soft. They need
Soft
to
like
they
Charmin.
need to understand that. Not first of all, these kids need to understand that you're not as good as you think you are. That's the first thing these kids need
You
to
took
understand.
the words right out of my head.
Yep. These parents need to understand that just because you love your kid doesn't mean he's good at a sport. I don't know how else to explain it to these parents. They think that just because I love my son and everything my son does is great. No, it's not. No, it's not. Stop telling your kid he's good at everything, because he ain't. And
Stop
to be honest
lying
with
to
you,
them.
yeah.
You are just as much of a bad parent for lying to your kid
Yes.
in that situation as how bad the kid is at whatever endeavor you pushed him into because, oh, I thought he's going to be great. No, fuck you. That's bad
And
parenting, man. Why are you
and the
setting
bit
your
of
kids up to
advice
fail?
that I would give to, you know, these parents is this. Stop putting your kids in these competitive basketball programs when they're not ready for it. And that's any program, you know. Some of these kids, some kids need to play rec. That's why there's multiple levels to sports. Some kids need to play CYO, some kids need to play rec. Some kids are really bad at playing AAU basketball and they're great at playing for their school. There's a difference. You know, AAU is the highest level of competitive sports for the youth. And it's not easy. I would never say it is. It's highly competitive, but the parents are the issue. The parents right now are the problem. Got too many yes men and yes women telling their kids that they the greatest thing since sliced bread, and these motherfuckers can't make a layup. You
It's
eighth
not just
grade, you can't
basketball
make a
too.
layup. You're
It's
trash.
baseball as well. Because I did Little League, and this one game, guys in the outfield, right? I'm at first base, and I never play first base. I'm always second base. So this big black kid comes up. He's like 6'2", and mind you, I'm like 10, 11 years old. I'm like that.
6'2" and 11?
Something like that. He's looking right. He's got sunglasses on. He's looking right at me. I'm like, oh shit. And then he just boom whacks it right towards me, and I'm like, ah. I'm like, oh, it went past me. Like it went way past me, and the outfielder had to get it. This dude couldn't throw the damn ball. He's over here like, ugh. I had to run into the outfield to get the damn ball, and he got a triple out of it. But like, yeah, it's like, how do you even get to that point? Like, if you can't even throw a baseball, what? Where are the parents?
Eighth
Where,
grade
like,
is
son,
where
you can't throw a damn baseball.
yeah.
You shouldn't
I
be on
think
the
eighth
field.
grade is where these kids have to realize, all right,
Yeah.
this isn't my game. Because I preach to my players all the time. I'm looking forward to next year when you guys are freshmen. That's what you got to be looking for. Eighth grade doesn't matter. You know how many kids play in middle school and never pick up a ball again? A lot. Because at the next level, the best players play. And if you're not preparing to be one of the best players, then you should quit. I tell my kids that all the time. I said, if you're not in practice trying to get better than the player that you're playing next to or playing against or a player that's in your same position, go home. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. I spend my time here at practice helping you guys get to another level. But if you don't want that for yourself, go home. It doesn't make a difference to me. I'm still going to go home, do what I got to do and live my life. and so are you. Only thing is, I'm not playing anymore. You are. My career gonna last forever. Yours isn't. So you better take advantage of what you got right now before it's over. Because once that athletic ability goes, it's slow. It's slow. That's just what it is. That's part of sport.
Besides this, I would say besides this, actually go on, Matt.
I was going to say, I remember when I used to play Little League baseball, right? And this is when I knew I started to suck at Little League. Now, you guys are going to laugh at me for this. I was the catcher for my team, right? And it was like one of those Saturday morning games that the families are out. So I'm catcher for the team for like a few innings. And I don't know what the fuck I was doing wrong, but like all I kept doing was getting hit in the dick with the ball. I was like, I'm sitting here waiting for them to catch the ball. And I don't know if my glove's too high or what, but all I kept getting is in the dick. At some point, and I have never been hit in the dick before.
You know
okay.
What, Matt,
all right. So there's a couple of
man.
questions I need. There's a couple of questions I need to ask.
What?
One, did you have your cup?
Yeah, the cup was there.
Okay. All right. Good. Two, were they connecting with the ball? Because like if there's a foul tip and it
was like I don't know if maybe I don't remember everything, but I remember might have been some tips, and sometimes it was just like hitting the dirt and then into my dick sort of thing. That's how bad the pitching was.
Well, if the ball's going in the dirt, obviously if your glove's up here, you're not gonna my dick.
But I wasn't ready to react to it though. So like that's what I knew I sucked at fucking baseball.
About reaction
for that one day on Saturday, however fucking old I was in elementary school, kept getting hit in the dick for the first time. It was like one inning. It was like continuously. I had to get pulled out of the game because I was like in so much pain.
So you're saying
it's never happened to me before.
So you're saying the most action you've got in the past 15 years is
from some
God.
balls? Oh, don't go there.
Why'd you have to do me like that?
That's wild. That's crazy. Damn.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, like I've done stuff like wrestling in middle school, which I was okay at. I wasn't like the best, but it wasn't for me. I did it for a season, and I had a good time. But I don't have an athletic bone in my body. That's why I prefer to talk. When you realize you don't have any athletic ability, you find something else you're better at, like talking. But Dante, you mentioned something about how you had a great comeback in like the last minute and a half of one of your games. Somebody else had a really great comeback on one of our favorite sports teams on this show, and I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed in Colorado for this past weekend that since we've recorded this.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That
was
very
bad.
tough one.
I was bad. BAD, capital BAD, and before we get into the ins and outs of their performance, I would like to say this, that I was thoroughly enthralled with what was going to be said after the fact. And I want to give a shout out to Well Off Media. Shout out Bucky Dion Jr., man. He's been doing an amazing job with the media, social media stuff for Dion over these past 3-4 years since Jackson State. And what Dion said after the game really stuck with me. He was explaining, he's saying, listen, your effort was piss poor. That was a terrible performance. But what I love about Dion is that he understands where he's at. He knows what he brings to the table, and he understands if I win, they gonna talk. But if I lose, they also gonna talk. And he said verbatim, he said, don't go on social media and start arguing back and forth to these people, because you deserve everything that's coming. They've put themselves on this pedestal, whether they liked it or not. They put themselves on a pedestal. And that's the thing that people understand, regardless of the fact, Deion Sanders brings attention. It doesn't matter what he does, where he goes. He's going to bring attention. So you as a player, you have to know that walking into it. So, these past 2 games that they've lost, right? Look at the USC game and the Stanford game. There was a difference there, right? They have a big comeback against USC, lose by a touchdown. Then you're up really big on Stanford, and you end up losing by 3 points in double OT. So obviously there's going to be some type of critique coming from the media and coming from the public. And Deion understood that. He said, yo, you guys cannot go on social media and go back and forth to these dudes. Everything you got coming to you deserve. You were up 29-0 and you lose to a team that was 1-4. So yes, you do deserve the hate, the criticism. I wouldn't say hate. Everyone's going to hate, but the criticism that's going to come along with it. That's part of the sport. If Alabama would have done that, we'd be grilling them too. So, but that's what I like about Colorado is the fact that they knew it was coming. Deion knows it's coming. They all know it's coming. You can't avoid it. When you're on that big of a stage, you're playing a Division I football, especially when you're a program that had such a bad season last year and is gaining so much traction because of just the activity that's going on at the school at this moment. You have to know that whether you win or lose, you're going to be the talk of the town. Doesn't matter. It was a horrific loss and you got to bounce back. But at the end of the day, I ain't going to sit here and hate on Colorado. They still have a lot of talent. They still have a great head coach. They're going to get better players next year. And whether people like it or not, they're 4-3. Last year, they were 1-11. That's crazy improvement. In the games that they've lost, there's only been one loss where it's like, okay, that was a bad loss. When they lost to Oregon. That was the only real bad loss they had. Besides this past
they were
weekend,
also completely They were completely unmatched against Oregon. Like
they were
Oregon
overmatched against them.
the best in the Pac-12 right now.
Yeah, that was to be expected. But they played a great game against USC.
Yeah, I'd say that they had two really bad losses: the Oregon one, and then obviously the Stanford one.
So you compare 2 bad losses to 11 losses from last year. You quadruple the amount of wins you had from last year.
Yeah, I mean, they could still go to a bowl game this year.
Yeah.
They got to win one more game, I think, to make a bowl game. 2 more games, excuse me.
Yeah, I got 6.
Which I think they will. I think they
could. They could. I mean, I think I want it to happen, and whether or not they win the bowl game is still yet to be decided. There's still like a whole month of the season left. I mean, whether or not they win a bowl game is yet to be determined or make one, but I want to see them win, man. I like what Deion has done. As much as I've tried to follow it, I didn't even know the game was happening. I didn't know the game was going to be on a Friday, to be honest. But I like what Deion has done with the program and how he's uplifting these players, but he's also, and this is important going back to what you said, holding them accountable. You got to hold yourself accountable in a loss like that. And I think, and I might catch some flack for this, but I also think Deion needs to hold himself accountable too in terms of coaching and what happened leading up to that comeback. How did he adapt to allow such a massive comeback to happen, more or less?
That's part of it.
Everybody's got to look within themselves and say, holy shit, what went wrong and how am I going to fix it for the next time?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't hate in a man that's trying to uplift young kids. I can't.
Oh, I agree. I'm not hating, but it is a valid criticism.
Oh yeah, no, and that's why I like Deion, because he's open to the criticism. You understand, he's a human being. Everything you do ain't gonna be perfect. You're not gonna win every game. And somebody who has a personality like that, they're going to go at you even harder. That's just way, and I don't like it. I hate it because people do the same shit to me. You know what I'm saying? When you carry yourself in a certain light, right? You carry yourself with a certain amount of charisma and you have a certain amount of personality, people want to break you down. They want to break you down. You know what I'm saying? People don't really go at Steph. They don't really go at Clay. They go at Draymond. Why? Draymond's a personality.
Draymond's going to talk back.
Draymond's going to talk. Draymond's going to have opinions. See, the media likes guys that shut up and dribble. But the reality of the situation is these athletes are still people. They still have minds of their own. They still have opinions of their own. And they have every right to express them. Whether you like it or not, that's on you. But you can't put these athletes into a bubble and be like, no, they're just athletes. And Prime is not just a coach. He's changing lives. And that's what people don't understand when it comes to Coach Prime. He's been doing this for years. I remember watching his show, Deion's Playbook, back when it was on the O network. And when he had his school down there in Texas, He was doing it to help enrich Black kids, put them in better situations, because in reality of the situation, even though there are a lot of Black kids that go to college, play Division I, all that kind of stuff, those coaches can't relate. As much as I like Nick Saban, yes, Nick Saban has given a lot of Black kids the opportunity to go to college and play football. Yes. But Nick Saban cannot offer the same opportunity for certain minorities that Deion can, because he's been in the trenches. He's from there. He grew up there. He learned how to survive. So when you've been through all that and you're trying to get a kid who's going through it, who's trying to survive, there's a connection there. He got him. He got him. Like he said, when he's looking at his D-line, he wants single mother, on reduced lunch, trying to get it, trying to make it, and that's the those are the kinds of players that he can get. But he's also trying to make these kids' lives better for after football. I'm telling you right now, I guarantee Deion does not give a flying fuck about what any of these kids do with football. He really doesn't. He wants to make sure they're young men doing what they're supposed to do in life, being respectful, having good morals, building good character. He has this saying, he's like, always be where your feet lie. Your head has to be where your feet lie. That's what he said. Your head has to be where your feet lie. All your problems and all that kind of stuff, it goes out the window, because where your feet are, that's the situation that you're in. You have to be able to dissect what you're doing in that moment. That's why he's a moments guy. He talks about that all the time. He's about the moment. Take advantage of your moment. I say the same thing to my kids. You got to take advantage of your moment. My kid this weekend, hence, all season long, I keep telling him, shoot. You wide open? Shoot. You wide open? Shoot. He'd been airballing, bricking all season. It came down to a really important game to get us to the next round of the playoffs. Took advantage of his moment. Knocked down 3 threes. That's huge. That's what he's doing for these kids. Sometimes their moment might be, you had that job opportunity. You kill it in the interview when you get that 6-figure job. You took advantage of your moment. Why'd you take advantage of the moment? Because you put the work in. You made the sacrifice. You got there. That's what he's doing. I can't hate on that, man. So anyone that is, you're a sorry human being. How you gonna hate on a man who's trying to benefit lives, make people's lives better?
So you know who else needs to take advantage of their moment? Well, should have. Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith. How we doing? Oh, we've been separated for 7 years. Oh, so the slap meant nothing. Talking about someone that needs Coach Prime. Will Smith needs Coach Prime.
For as motivational and positive as Will Smith tries to be, there comes a time where every man, not even person, every man has his limits. And I'm starting to think sooner rather than later, Will Smith is going to have a moment where he's just got to be like, he's got to talk to this woman, man. I feel like there's a lot that we don't know behind the scenes of this whole thing. And I've been reading a couple articles and seen a bunch of headlines and reading a bunch of tweets about this whole thing. I'm tired. I am not even married to Jada Pickett Smith, and I am tired.
If you don't figure this shit out soon, his moment gonna involve a ceiling fan and a rope. The way this shit playing out.
I hate that you might be right. I hate that you might be right.
I mean, it doesn't help that he fumbled Mario Robbie too. I mean, that was that was kind of bad too.
I mean, I'm a huge Will Smith fan. I'm a big Will Smith fan. He's one of my idols. He's one of my 3 idols. So, I got a lot of respect for him, but I really feel bad for what this man is going through. I don't even think about the slap anymore. The slap is so obsolete. People are going to hold that against him for the rest of his life. Fuck y'all. Honestly, fuck y'all. Who cares? Who cares? Was he wrong? Yes. Was he right? Kinda. Move on from the situation. But no man should have to go through this. No person should have to go through this kind of emotional turmoil. And it's the fact that all of this shit is public. And I really feel like Will has done a great job of keeping it private. But for some reason, Jada Pinkett Smith can't seem to, I don't know, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Why do I need to know about your personal life? I don't want to know. Red table talk had to be one of the worst things to ever come to television, to media. I thought it was terrible. I mean, this lady out here just airing out dirty personal laundry that none of us need to know. None of us need to know that you're in a marriage and you're one-sided, just giving out personal information. And then who has to pay for it and pick up the emotional pieces? Will.
So I was watching before we had called our meeting a little bit early today. I was watching clips from the Breakfast Club, and I was getting their views on the subject. And Charlemagne said something that was to me, it was a little deep. You know, it always seems like the relationship is being spoken about from the side of Jada because she doesn't know how to shut the fuck up, clearly. But I want to backtrack a little bit. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, I think. The only reason this is being brought up is because Jada has a book coming out, which, again, airs a lot of dirty laundry, it seems, from everything I've been seeing online. You know, and people are taking these excerpts of the book and passing it off as news. And obviously, people are reacting to it. And I don't think I've seen a woman get so much hate over the course of a week and a half as I have Jada Pinkett Smith in these last few weeks here, man. The only way I could describe this is that she's been totally emasculating Will Smith through this book. That's what it comes off like to me from the things I've read. I don't know about you two, but
I'm sorry, but when you look like Megamind, I mean,
she does look like Megamind.
I have to say, and then her best, she's got an evil grin too. She's like, I'm ruining your life, Will. Ruining your life. I'm trying to bring back Tupac from the dead so I can be with him and not you.
What? That's the other thing. What's with the obsession with Tupac in every single excerpt I've seen?
Can I be honest with you guys?
Go ahead, Dante.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't have these problems, obviously. But if I did, if my significant other is going to constantly, privately and publicly talk about her ex, whether they were friends, whether they were romantically involved, I don't care. The amount of times Jada talks about Tupac in public, if I'm Will, remember, I'm not Dante right now, so I don't want anybody saying, yo, you know what Dante would do? No. If I'm Will, I'm smacking that bitch. I'm smacking the shit out of Jada. Fuck her. Fuck her feelings. I'm smacking the taste out that bitch's mouth. Because are you serious? No, you're not going to continuously publicly humiliate me and not only do it on camera, but do it in a book where everybody can see. Nigga, there's no way in hell that there are not people out there questioning Will's manhood right now. I am because it's like, dog, and no, let me not do that. That's not right. I should never question another man's manhood. That's wrong. I'm wrong. I rescind that statement. I question,
but people are doing it. Let's be fair.
I am in a sense, but it's like what I question with him is like, dude, how much can you take? Like, just as a human being, how much of this emotional turmoil can you take? This is not good. This is not good on your mental health. This is not good for your mental well-being, man. Like, I genuinely worry about Will Smith. Because if I were in his position, dog, I'd be crying every day because I got every man and woman in Hollywood questioning my manhood. I got jobs passing me by. I can't even go to the fucking Oscars and celebrate my achievements with the rest of my comrades because of an egregious mistake that he made. One that he's tried to apologize for, and whether Chris Rock accepts that apology at some point or not is on him. It's completely up to him.
He certainly joked about the situation.
Oh, he definitely did, as he should.
As he should have. As he should have.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna give some love to Joe Budden.
Pussy.
Because
just last week you were trashing him, and now Joe Budden.
Yes, Joe Budden says a lot of bullshit. He's like Gilbert Arenas. 95% of the shit that comes out that nigga's mouth, I'm not listening to. But that other 5%, he be saying some shit. Now, he was talking about Chris Rock's comedy special on Netflix and how, that part where Chris was like, oh, Charlemagne was calling him a bitch and this person was calling him a bitch. And first of all, I actually never heard anybody call Will Smith a bitch, personally. Maybe his actions were bitch made. That was a bitch move. And that's what Joe Budden said. He said, and Joe Budden was very, very, very critical of what Will Smith did. But not once did he ever call him a bitch. So for Chris Rock to be on a special just being like, oh, everyone called him a bitch. Charlemagne called him a bitch. Charlemagne did not call him a bitch. Said it was a bitch move. Definitely a bitch move. Slap a grown-ass man on live television. Come on, man. That's a bitch move. He ain't gonna protect himself. He ain't. Two black men fighting on national TV at the Grammys. I'm sorry, at the Oscars is just, we setting ourselves back 50 years. We can't let that happen. We don't need that. We don't need that. Hey, y'all remember 5 years ago at the Oscars when them two niggas was going at it? No, we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that.
That's exactly what I was thinking in my head. Oh my God.
Hey, y'all remember at the Oscars like 10 years ago when them monkeys were going at it like they was in the jungle?
What the fuck?
We don't need that. We don't need that.
We really don't.
I don't think they say monkeys.
Gorillas.
No, they say the
whoa. We're gonna get canceled there.
No, not that. No. It's the word.
What's
that
the
Matt
word?
Accidentally said allegedly.
Whoa.
I'm gonna telling me
I said allegedly. Hey, I said allegedly.
Hey man,
y'all
telling me right now that during that whole situation, none of these cooters or Jedediahs were down there, like dang, I was, Mary Lou, I was watching the Oscars last night and I saw these two porch monkeys up there acting a goddamn fool. I don't know if they thought this was the Piggly Wiggly or Popeyes or whatever, but like them boys can't be up there acting like that. They gotta have some more sense.
I thought they were fighting for a pizza and rebel pie.
You sound like the one Chappelle skit where he was the black white nationalist. The blind white nationalist. I forgot the name of it. That's what
Clinton
you sound
Bigsby,
like.
yeah.
Bigsby, that's what it was.
Come on, man.
Oh my God.
Come on, man.
It's funny.
We gotta be better than that.
We gotta be better than that.
Gotta be better.
I pulled up an article here from New York Post, which just came out today. Today's the 19th, by the way, for those of you that don't know. And apparently, I guess they were doing like a appearance. They were doing like a party for this book, which is coming out very soon. And Will Smith showed up out of nowhere, unannounced. It seems like it was a complete surprise based on how this article was treating it. And he said some words about the relationship between him and Jada that I would say are very choice, but also kind of sums up especially how he feels in the relationship. He is, quote, saying that the relationship was very long and tumultuous over the last 3 decades, and that they label their relationship as Brutiful, which is a combination of brutal and beautiful at the same time.
Entanglement, Brutiful. Nigga, leave! They're doing everything but leave each other. You know what Will needs to do? This is what Will needs to do. Will needs to go to wherever the fuck Tupac is buried. Dig that nigga up and just put that casket in bed with Jada. That's what she wants. That's what she wants. She wants to open up that casket and lay on top of his bones and shit. That's what she wants. And if the nigga's cremated, just, I don't know, man. Just sprinkle some dust on the bitch. I don't know. But this shit is ridiculous. Shit is ridiculous.
She wants to spread his ashes all over.
A little too kinky for my taste.
I would imagine. But
she is a disappointing.
Fight back. Yeah, I mean,
back,
you gotta have some dirt on her. Come on. She wants to fuck a dead guy that's been dead for almost 30 years rather than you.
Yeah, man. This ain't the Hitch that I knew from 2005. I don't know what Hitch been up to these past 18 years, but this ain't the Hitch that I know. Okay, the Hitch I know was fucking Eva Longoria, not Eva Longoria, Eva Mendes. Okay, that's the Will Smith I know. All right,
Yeah.
Will Smith I know was messing around with Margot Robbie on the real. Okay, the Will Smith that I know, okay, was fucking Nia Long on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. All right, that's the Will Smith that I know got married and had a baby with a supermodel back in '92. That's the Will Smith I know. I don't know this nigga. I don't know this nigga. I've never seen him before. I don't know where he's from. He ain't from West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playgrounds where he spent most of his days. I'll tell you that much right now. That is not the same. This is Will Smith from Rittenhouse. You know, this is Will Smith from Germantown. You know, this ain't West Philadelphia, born and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Pottstown.
Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? This Will Smith from Allentown, Pennsylvania, not Philadelphia. Nah, no. Lebanon, not.
Fucking Doylestown, Conshohocken,
Yeah,
anything but West Philadelphia.
Anything from Lancaster County, you know.
Lancaster County, out in Amish.
Amish country, no.
The part of the Amish.
And we definitely know he wasn't smoking big doinks out in Amish then.
Hey, you know what? Will Smith needs to get with Mark Wahlberg. Okay.
Why do you say that?
Prove her wrong. Prove her wrong. Need to get in the gym. Get buff. Be like, "Hi, bitch, what's up, motherfucker? Huh? I got shit on you."
I don't know if y'all remember. Sorry, my freaking allergies are goddamn killing me today. But over the pandemic, fuck. Will was doing this weight loss regimen, and he put it on his YouTube channel, and you could see how every single day he was doing it. It was like clearly getting to him. You know, obviously everyone was trying to lose weight, get back to where they were during the pandemic, but I think a large part of it had to do with the entanglement. You know, the entanglement and everything that he was going through, man. You know, like to be trying to lose weight and better yourself while you got a wife who's just talking mad shit about you on the red table, you know, 2 rooms down. It's crazy.
At this point, I find it, until he leaves her, I can't feel bad for him. Like, that's just how I am. Like, if you are,
doesn't do anything.
What'd you say, Hunter?
I said, you being separated doesn't do anything. Just get a divorce. Like, why?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was like, until he physically divorces her, because apparently they've been separated and living separate lives for the last 7 years, then fucking put it on paper, for Christ's sake. Make it official and be done with it. You don't have to do it for the kids. They're adults now. You have been suffering, seemingly, for the better part of the last several years, especially ever since the entanglement video came out, or before that even. So,
well, if anybody knows anything about Will Smith, I told you I'm a Will Smith fanatic. Will Smith does not believe in divorce.
No,
he doesn't.
Please don't. I hate when people say that, man.
He doesn't believe in divorce. His first wife, the only reason why they got divorced was because she initiated the divorce. He does not believe in divorce. He would, and this is what I'm saying. He is, I think he believes very deeply in soul bonds. That's what I think he believes in.
Yeah, but even then, the soul bond that he has with his wife is clearly not as strong as the soul bond that she had with Tupac.
She still has it with Tupac.
Her, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Cherie Zampino, who is Will's ex-wife, mother of his oldest child, they're friends. They hang out. His ex-wife comes to the crib. They hang. They go out. They do things. They see each other at events, and it's normal. But you know what I always say? We, as normal people, cannot compare our lives to these celebrities. They're different. They live different lives. They're in a different tax bracket. They're in a completely different world. And honestly, for us, this shit is weird. For them, it's probably normal. It's probably very normal. Because, for instance, you're right about that. You know, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, they've been together since the 80s. Not once has Kurt put a ring on it. That's weird to me. I'm like, y'all been together this long. No ring. Y'all just been partners since the 80s. That's just some shit for me. That's just some shit that celebrities do. And I mean, what am I going to say about it? You know, What am I gonna say? That's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. It's weird to me, but when you sitting in $1 million mansion and you driving your supercars, what the hell does my opinion have to do with any of that? Nothing. So I let it go. I feel bad for Will though. You know, black men's mental health is down 100.
I couldn't have said it any better myself at that point.
But gentlemen, I do apologize. I must go. I have work to do. I have to leave the crib. But it has been a pleasure being on the show today. To all you bitches and hoes out there. Nah, I'm playing. I ain't gonna do it. I'm just joking. Hey man, have a great rest of the show. All right, I'm gonna catch y'all. Peace.
Thanks for stopping by, Dante.
Sir.
We'll see you on the next one. So we got one more topic that I want to touch on, and that is the Dylan Dennis Logan Paul thing.
Mm-hmm.
And why situations like this are why I believe we need to abolish celebrity boxing. So for those of you that don't know, it's the way I understand the situation and how I've read up on it to the best of my ability is that Logan Paul and a model named Nina something, hold on.
Agdal.
Yes.
Agdal,
Nina
yeah.
Agdal. And the only reason I know that she exists is because she was on Guy Code back in like the mid 2010s. So
Geico.
Guy
Like the Geico
Code.
commercials? Oh, I thought you said Geico. Like she was in a Geico
Guy
commercial?
Code. And literally, it's funny. I'll mention this in a second, but like, so Dylan Dennis apparently, I don't know what his beef is with Logan Paul, but he started posting all sorts of wild shit about his fiance because they just got engaged recently. And he was saying shit like, "Oh, she slept with all these guys. He's posted pictures of all the dudes that she's laying in bed with. You know, she was hoeing around. I mean, it looks like it anyway. From if you don't know anything about the situation, and listen, it doesn't come as a surprise to me because on Guy Code, she basically said if she's given roadhead, one of the things she was saying is if the guy, does his business in her mouth, she said, I don't know where to put it.
Swallow.
Exactly.
Put yourself in that situation.
Yeah, so like that's literally a line that she said on the show. You could look it up. I know it's out there somewhere. So anyhow, so he's saying all this shit. Like there's lawsuits going around on this and everything from her side. So they decided they want to do a boxing fight. I'm not sure if it was for charity or what, or for profit, but from what I understand, I didn't watch the fight because I don't buy those fucking fights. I have much better things to do with my money and my time. Logan Paul basically was destroying him in the fight. And in somehow, some way, Dylan Dennis, who I believe is an MMA fighter or some sort of combat sports veteran, got himself disqualified because he was getting absolutely fucked up for like a good 3 to 5 rounds or however long that fight lasted. So I think you probably have heard a little bit about it more than I have. Please offer any insight.
Yeah, so this was under the card of KSI versus Tommy Fury. And
was this the main event, by the way, or was Tommy Fury and KSI the main event?
Tommy Fury and KSI. Everything else was undercard. But Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis, that was like the last fight before the main event. So yeah, they just got people for the fight. KSI, Tommy Fury, and then Logan Paul, Dylan Dennis. And then basically Dylan Dennis was trying to find ways to get inside Logan's head, just try to mess up the opponent. So I was like, oh, I'll stoop to the level of his fiance, Nina Agdal. And then just started saving a bunch of pictures, posted a bunch of shit. And then he posted some video of her that was private. Like it wasn't supposed to get out there. So
how does he have the video is the question.
I don't know. There's hackers out there somewhere. But basically, that's why there's a lawsuit now between Dennis and Nina Agdal. And
so it's like a revenge porn situation.
It wasn't porn, but it was just like explicit conversation.
Okay, explicit conversation. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Which is why for some of the face-to-face confrontations before the fight, Logan Paul actually brought out Chris Hansen because he's like, this guy's a predator and I got just the guy for you. brought out Chris Hansen.
Now I'm Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, and then Dylan Nance is like, "Oh, buddy, you tax fraud. You go pay your taxes, man." Chris, I'm fine. Seems like you're in a heaping world of trouble. We got the transcripts here. Man, for what?
Wait, so he's actually fucking a predator though? Dylan
Allegedly.
Dennis?
Allegedly.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So this is like escalated to a much deeper level.
He basically had hundreds of pictures of Logan Paul's fiance saved on his phone, which is just weirdo behavior.
So even more weird is his behavior towards the whole thing, because he was talking so much shit over the course of leading up to the fight, and then I guess the fight just happened this past weekend.
Yep.
And which by this past weekend I mean prior to the 19th when we're recording today. And I think the last 2 or 3 weeks he was trying to get out of the fight. I saw a lot of reports that he was trying to cancel it. He was trying to pull out. He was trying to do this. He was trying to do that. I don't know the validity of any of these reports because obviously he still went through with the fight.
There was a bunch of shit, but yeah, he's just an absolute dickhead, an absolute piece of shit human being.
That is a keyboard warrior right there, man.
Yeah.
I am someone that's for the most part I'm not confrontational unless I need to be. Unless I have to get into a situation where I got to be confrontational with someone, I will be. But this, especially online, but this guy is the reverse of that. He's going to talk all that shit. And then he's going to try to weasel, was the only way I could describe this, weasel his way out of this fight. And he didn't do it, obviously. And clearly he was getting the work done to him by Logan Paul.
Oh, yeah. He got his ass beat.
He got his ass beat, from what I understand. And people have been clowning it on the internet for the last week, the last several days. And he's still out here tweeting. At this point, I wouldn't even show my face anywhere in public ever again.
He put up more of a fight with security after the event because after the final bell rung in the 6th final round, he still was trying to go after Logan Paul. And then security stepped in the ring and he was trying to punch security and all that. It's what? Why are you trying to do that now? You had 6 rounds to do that. You want to do it after the bell?
Wait, so it was only a 6-round fight?
It was a 6-round fight.
Huh. That's lame.
Yeah.
That was a longer fight than that. So basically the last round is when he got himself disqualified. So he didn't even have the balls to finish the fight.
It's just stupid. You talk all this shit and then you get your ass beat for 6 rounds. And then after the bell, you want to go after the fucking guy that you're talking shit on. And then afterwards, keyboard warrior, Twitter, and then it's oh, well, why don't we step in an MMA ring? It's what? No! You had all this time to prepare, and then you shit the bed. That's on you.
First of all, trying to convince the Paul brothers to do MMA at this point is a lost cause. Dana White's been trying to do it with Jake and Logan. That's failed. Other fighters have alleged that they're trying to do it as well, and clearly that hasn't come to fruition. At this point, they're better off going to the WWE ring because apparently that's the only way this is ever going to go down. And we all know that WWE is I'm not going to say fake, but it's very heavily scripted.
It's real to me.
It's real to me, damn it. But but it's very heavily scripted. And either way, even then they'll still come out on top because that's what the fans want to see. So at this point, it's just celebrity boxing, or at least influencer boxing, I should say. I shouldn't say celebrity boxing because celebrity boxing does have its perks every now and again. As someone fucking beeped back there and I can hear. But shut the fuck up. We're recording Bromigos. Just abolish it at this point. Please just abolish it. I'm tired. I'm tired of Jada Smith. I'm tired of fucking celebrity boxing. In Dante's words, I'm tired of the Democrats. I'm tired of the Republicans. I'm tired of everybody, man. I've hit a limit.
Well, the whole thing is
I can only describe as
boxing thing started was because of KSI and Joe Weller. That was really the first one to kind of kick things off. And then after KSI won, called out Jake Paul, Logan Paul, all the Pauls, I'll fight the dad, I don't care. And then that's basically where it all
And now they're friends, though. So it turned into a business venture with Prime for them. So that really doesn't...
KSI and Logan are friends. He's not friends with Jake Paul. Which who would
be friends with Jake Paul? Let's be honest.
At this point, that's basically all we want now is KSI versus Jake Paul, just to settle it, end it. This has been going on for years. Not to mention, Jake and KSI both lost to Tommy Fury. Neither of them are perfect. They don't have perfect records anymore. So there's no point in just waiting.
Wait, KSI had a perfect boxing record too?
Yep.
Who the fuck was he fighting that was legit?
He had
Probably no one.
He had a couple.
Wait a second. Hold
he had
on.
two-
Wasn't one of the fights he had with Logan a draw?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not really perfect. A draw is a draw.
Well, no,
Whatever.
that was before. But then they
Oh,
became
that was what was it?
'Cause that
Amateur then?
it was amateur because they still had padding on their heads and stuff.
Fuck off with the amateur shit. All right, so professionally, he has a perfect record. They're not perfect records. They didn't fucking fight anybody, for Christ's sake.
Oh, well, that either way, they're perfect records, both of them. It's over, done with. So that's basically all the people want now. It's just Jake Paul versus KSI, and then to end it.
At this point, this is the only way it's going to end, or it should end, because I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of combat sports being fucking clowned on, and how these retired, washed fighters are coming into this, are trying to make a quick buck, and basically, I would arguably say taking dives for these guys to make more money. I'm like, Ben Askren looked so out of fucking shape when he fought Jake. It was pathetic. And then, Anderson Silva retired from fighting for years at that point. Same thing with Nick Diaz. I'm just like, come on, man. Like, y'all are allegedly some of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet. Like, Ben Askren in his prime is one of the baddest motherfuckers in all of Bellator history. You do not fuck with prime Ben Askren. You don't fuck with prime Spider Silva. You don't fuck with Nick Diaz. Or no, Nate Diaz. Excuse me. My bad. I rescind the other
so
time
flustered.
I said it. I'm getting so flustered. Yeah. You don't fuck with Nate Diaz in his prime. And yet these guys, it's tarnishing. It bothers me as a fight fan. It tarnishes the legacy of fighting for boxing or MMA or anything. Like, you think, what the fuck is his name? I don't even know. I don't even know at this point. I'm tired. I've had it up to here, man. I've had it up to here with this shit. We talked about this a few months ago. I've had it. I'm done. I'm so sick of this shit.
Speaking of done, one team that isn't done, Philadelphia Phillies.
Fuck.
I want to touch up on this
Fuck
real
you,
quick.
okay? Fuck you. Sick of this shit.
No, don't fuck me.
Fuck
Fuck Orlando Arcia.
Fuck Red October, man.
Wait, we couldn't even talk about this last week because they still had a series going on with Atlanta, but we can put that to bed now because Bryce Harper stared down Orlando Arcia after his Game 2 blunder in the NLDS. And then reporters doing their job over here in Orlando Arcia going, attaboy, Harper, attaboy. He's like, oh, okay, this is something to report about. And then Harper
I
used
took
that.
it personally.
Oh, Harper. Oh, for sure. He just smacked two fat dingers and stared at Orlando Arcia as he's rounding the bases. And then Braves want to go, well, I don't feel safe in the clubhouse anymore if those kind of quotes are getting out. There are reporters in the clubhouse all the time. Okay. If you don't want to say shit that might get out to the media, maybe don't say it.
Braves and their fan base are soft like Charmin. I've been seeing shit all online the last few days.
Oh my God, it's been
Braves
terrible.
fans are soft as Charmin.
It's so bad.
Pussies.
They lose the first game in NLDS. They get blown out. I shouldn't say blown out. They got shut out. 3-0. First time they got shut out all year at home. And then it's, the break is too long. We shouldn't be rewarding the lower C teams because they played worse in the regular season.
So they wanted to benefit them so that they could beat them. Yeah, it's the same.
Like,
it's a story as old
we're
as time.
The best
we
team
got
in
beat.
baseball. You get the same bye that the Houston Astros got. And what are the Astros doing? They're down 2-1 in the ALCS right now, but they don't give a shit. It didn't affect them 2022 because they only won the World Series with the same amount of days off that the Braves got. Braves just suck in the postseason. It's okay to admit that.
Let me talk to the Braves fans really quick, if you don't mind, Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, dickheads, why don't you do us a favor? Go join your old pals, the Yankees, your old rivals, on the golf course, and shut the fuck up. Join us in the pain, okay? Because at least we have an empire that's crumbling beneath our fucking feet and are doing nothing about it. And now you're the best team in baseball getting fucking embarrassed by Philadelphia of all fucking teams.
2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
So, just quit being soft. Just stop being soft, bro. I'm sick of this shit. And I'm pissed that they fucking got swept because I wanted to see you and Mike in pain more than anything. And I am upset because I am sick of this Red October bullshit already. Now, don't get me wrong. The one Grand Slam video I saw with the no commentary video, I don't know.
Bryson Stott.
That was glorious. I'm not going to lie. Like that video without the commentary and you just hear the fans going fucking nuts. That was actually pretty glorious. I'm not going to lie to you.
Hey, there is nothing like playing playoff baseball at Citizens Bank Park. There's
Yankee Stadium has now entered the chat. But
no, okay. Don't even go there.
Yes, I'm going to go there.
You had nothing last year against the Astros.
No, I know that, but I'm saying
no atmosphere, nothing. I mean, it's literally costing $700 to go to a Phillies game, and that's standing room only. It's because of the atmosphere, the environment in the park, not to mention just the overall vibe. Jeff Passan said it from ESPN. It's like playing in an SEC stadium for college football. SEC.
Oh, come on.
No,
you can't beat those rednecks if you tried.
No, it's the same. It's the same environment because it's 45,000 people screaming at you. Like what Michael Kelly, the pitcher for the pitcher for the Diamondbacks said before his start. It's like, I'll be surprised if it's louder or as loud as the World Baseball Classic. It's like, what? Why would you say that? Have you not learned from the previous team? Don't give the Phillies ammunition. Don't give them something. Okay. All right, we'll prove you wrong. Because Trey Turner said, all right, well, we'll see what he says at the end of the night. And then he's like, that comment was taken out of context. It's like, what? No. You got your shit kicked in. You lost 10-0. I mean, it is what it is. Phillies, ball go boom. They're 2 games away from going back to the World Series. This is a different team, and they are determined to reach the World Series and this time win it.
I swear to fucking Christ, if the Houston Astros make it to the World Series, I'm going to lose my fucking shit.
You know what? If the Astros do go to the World Series, home field advantage goes to Philadelphia.
Good. Honestly, it's sacrilegious to say, I know. I would take the Phillies in a heartbeat if it's the Astros that make it. Because one, the Texans completely fucked up. Because they have all the momentum in the world, and they just lost last night at the point of this recording. And if the Astros make it to the World Series, I will fucking bleed red. I will bleed red. I'm not going to lie. As much as I don't want to see you and Mike have a good time, and I guess Dante too, because Dante is like a pseudo-Philly fan in some way, shape, or form. I could be wrong in that. I will join Red October for one season. I will.
One series.
I want that little cocksucker on the Houston Astros to suffer. That's what I want. I'm a salty Yankees fan, and I am not proud of it, but I want. I know we haven't
talked about it on the show with Israel and Palestine, but
I don't want to even get into that. I am not
fucking Nick Castellanos. I mean, he hits home runs at the worst time. No matter if someone check your love what like. Back in 2020, when he was playing for the Reds, the announcer at the time had like a F-bomb on air that he didn't know was on air about gays. He's like, that's the F word capital of the world. And I was like, oh, okay. So he's apologizing later on in the game. And as he's apologizing, Nick Castellanos hits a home run. And instead of just continuing with the apology, he goes back to broadcast. He's like, I think of myself as a man of faith. There's a drive into deep left field by Castellanos, and I'll make it a 4-0 ball game. I don't know if I'm going to put this headset on again. It just goes right back to it. It's like it's poor timing.
I'm not going to lie. That's professional. That is pretty professional of him. As bad as that is ultimate professionalism right there.
And but it's been a pattern for Castellanos because the next
year. What happened now?
The next year, the Royals broadcast is honoring some guy that's been with the team for years and was a World War II veteran. He died. They're still talking about it. And then Castellanos hits a home run in the middle of that. And then the broadcaster goes, there's no great time to eulogize someone during a baseball game. And it's just happened over time. Like someone will die. Some major event happens. Castellanos hits a home run. Like Dwayne Haskins, after his situation, Castellanos hit a home run that same
He
day.
hit a home run too?
That same day. And I forgot about it. I didn't even realize it.
Wait a second.
then-
The Dwayne Haskins situation happened in
April. No, it wasn't January. It was April.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else then. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of DeMar Hamlin. Never mind.
And then he hit a home run. And then Phillies had something on their broadcast where they had a seat laid out for like an unknown soldier or whatever, just for like victims of, I don't know, Vietnam War, World War II. And then literally in the middle of that, Castellanos hits a home run. Some famous celebrity died. Castellanos hits a home run.
Now, hold on a second. So you mentioned Israel and Gaza. Don't tell me he hits a home run and something gets bombed, because that would be terrible.
Dude, have you not seen the run that he's been on? There were 2 straight games where he had back-to-back home runs in the postseason. Something that had never been done at all in the entire postseason history for Major League Baseball. And he did it. And then he hit another home run the next day after. So we had 5 home runs in 3 games, which has only been done once. And I think it was Reggie Jackson who did that in that stretch. And not to mention, last night, some guy that played Rocky Balboa's brother, I believe, in the Rocky movie, died.
Brother-in-law, I think it was.
Brother-in-law, yeah. He died last night.
And then
so now people are like, oh my God. Anytime something bad happens or someone dies, it's just Nick Castellanos is like plus 500 to hit a home run.
To be fair, it would make much more sense for him to do it now, because technically speaking, that is a Philly movie.
Hey,
Rocky is a Philly movie.
They play today. They play at 5 o'clock Eastern. Which, you know what? I didn't even think about that until now. Game 3 tickets in Arizona are so cheap that we literally could have flown out to Arizona, watched a game there, maybe another game, and then fly back. And it would still be less money than going to a game in Philadelphia. Tickets are literally, they were like $28, and now they're dropping to as low as I saw, $11.
Yeah, I think we should go to a playoff game in Arizona really quick.
We don't have a giant jet engine that could get us there.
No, we do not.
But
No, we do not, unfortunately. But I think that's a good way to wrap up this episode. What do you say, Hunter?
Ball go boom, die by the boom, live by the boom. Red October, Phillies. 6 more, Topper. 6 more.
I hope you guys. I swear to God, if it's the Astros, I hope you guys win. But thank you guys for checking out episode 58 of the Bromigos podcast. If you've made it this far, we greatly appreciate the fact that you're still here. We encourage everybody that listens to the show to share the show on their platforms, talk about it with their friends. If you find us entertaining, please help the show grow. We greatly appreciate it. You can also find us on the following podcast platforms, including, but not limited to, Apple, Spotify, Google, and so many more. The Good Pods app, iHeart, Pandora. I forgot we haven't mentioned Pandora in a while. We're on Pandora, everybody. That's still a thing.
Yeah. Apparently.
So subscribe to the show, follow the show, give us your opinions on the show. We have multiple ways you can give us feedback. You can even reach out to us on social media at BromigospOd on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck.
I'll say follow that, because if you like gambling, I occasionally post some gambling content on there.
You haven't been hitting though recently, so I don't know if people should be taking your.
Oh no, I
gambling
hit.
advice.
Monday I hit.
Well, you didn't post about it.
I didn't hit on football, but I hit on the Phillies.
Well, you didn't post about it, so I think every time you do like a big gambling bet for like a big game, you should post it. So,
I typically do like Thursday night football. Like every Thursday night, I'll post some parlay on FanDuel, because if you opt in, you get your money back if it doesn't hit, and then what you do after that is up to you.
Well, whatever you want to do.
So if you like gambling, follow the Twitter.
Follow the Twitter if you like gambling. Your tweets do pretty well on those, by the way, as far as views go. You can also follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook at the Bromigos Pod. You can just search up that handle. And, of course, TikTok, the Bromigos Podcast. Would you like to talk to him about the YouTube?
Yeah. If you don't subscribe to the YouTube, something bad could happen to you, allegedly. I'm not saying that any of us are going to do it, but the world works in mysterious ways, okay? So if something bad happens to you because you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, Nick Castellanos is going to hit that baseball into oblivion. So actually, I don't know if you should subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like I said, man, it's right October.
Why would you? So if you don't subscribe to the YouTube video, the Phillies will probably win the World Series, is what you're saying. So hold off a couple weeks.
You could be like hidden into oblivion like Nick Castellanos or Trey Turner, Schwarbaum, Bryce Harper. It's just
murderer's row of hitters that you just listed off there.
Murderer's row.
I will.
Way to put it.
I will also add, if you don't subscribe to the YouTube, Jada Pickett Smith will write a book about you and talk mad shit. So if you don't want it to happen, I suggest you hit subscribe after the World Series, of course.
Yeah, after the World Series.
And last but certainly not least, thank you to Full Swap Radio for syndicating episodes of our show every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Please, if you'd like to listen to it live, go adjust it to your standard time zone. That's it for the boys. Shout out to Daint, who was with us earlier for this episode. And, of course, Panama Reds still taking a little bit of a leave of absence. Our thoughts are with him. We hope he's doing okay. Miss you, Mike. We'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.
Go Phils.
Fuck the Phils, but go them too.
You've been listening to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I beat her! That's okay! She'll be back. Another cuero. She'll love me in the morning.